Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about the Chronicles of Narnia, which I finished a while ago. I finished whenever you saw my video for, I finished for the video for the last battle. And, my first thought the moment I got my hands on the series was this is way smaller than I expected. I mean, Harry Potter's huge, just like really big. That's unnecessary, but this is like whenever you can fit in your hand. But I know this is C.S. Lewis's children's series, and I would love to get my hands on like another series of his, which I would be happy to get. So the C.S. Lewis C.S. Lewis made 7 books in this series. I'm gonna name them in publication order: Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, The Horse and His Boy, Magician's Nephew, and The Last Battle. But my set was put in chronological order, which is not as well. Which goes Magician's Nephew, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Silver Chair, and Last Battle. I have the box set. It's an extremely tiny box, but it's really, I just like how like it, like just all the pictures. It looks really nice. These are not my favorite covers. I would like to get hard covers, but they are fine. I like them a lot. This was a great series. I really enjoy having pictures in my books just to see. It really gives you like a sense, which is really cool. They did just a lot of them, and that artist, I'm not sure his name, but very talented. So now I'm going to be ranking them from my favorite to my least favorite. My first favorite, no, sorry, I can't start with that. My least favorite is The Horse and His Boy. It's just really not my thing. I understand why people like it. It was just, I was not feeling it when I was reading it, and it's just like, it didn't have the shaky coolness of the other ones. Second book, I didn't really like the first book. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was not that great. It was like good, but it was just, these other books, like, they were children's books, but they went so much deeper. But this one just felt like a children's book. Did not feel much like anything deeper. It did not do anything like crazy that made me freak out, but it was a good book. And of course all of these are classics, and I appreciate them all. My next favorite is Prince Caspian. It was a big step better than Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's just the kind of the same trend. It was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do one big battle at the end. Very non-detailed. I said this in my other videos for each. I did a video review for each one. It was good, and I really liked the character of Prince Caspian. And I just think it's really cool how to get into this world, and I definitely recommend you read all of these books. My next favorite was The Silver Chair. This was a really good book. It was really good. I just loved it how they're not like, C.S. Lewis is not just bringing his old characters back, just like pushing it. He is really, really just doing really good with this Eustace, and then Jill. They introduced Jill. Eustace was introduced in the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, but like very smart book, and I did not think I would like it this much. I don't know. It just I really think they should have made this. They should make this one in the movie adaptation, like because they made the first 3, but they should really start making The Silver Chair. It's crazy. The next is The Magician's Nephew, which is really good. It was like the origin story of like the Narnia and how this came to be, which is really good, and it's really just, I like it, like how they did it. It had a lot of like backstory, and it really explained a lot, which was really cool, and I think that opened so much more in this world. This was a really good book, and I definitely recommend you reading it. It's just a much older tone, but like good. I liked it in that way. The next one is the third book, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. This is where I like knew Chronicles of Narnia was like really good. This is really just a shake up from the first two. It instead of like this battle, it was just adventuring the seas with Caspian and Repachip, and then Edmund and Edmund and Lucy, and then Eustace, who is a very interesting character. I love it how he changed. And this book really just made the Chronicles of Narnia really good for me. And the last book was the last book in the series. I love the last battle. It was so good. The last battle blew me away. I don't know. It's just like it was like everyone from our old books just came together, which was really, really cool. And I really love how that he did it just to close out his world, making like an inner shell of Narnia, which is crazy and just opens up this world so much more than it did before. And I was left shell-shocked, and I was really, really impressed by this book. So those are all my Chronicles of Narnia ranked. This series, really good series. I mean, it's not like perfect fantasy. It's still a children's book. I think C.S. Lewis should have adapted his like fantasy works just like what's his face, J.R. Tolkien did. Like he did Hobbit, which was a children's tale, just like these, and then he made Lord of the Rings, same like lore, but just so much more complicated and into the depth of fantasy, and that made fantasy respectable. And I'm just like, I think he should have done like a Narnia that's really like the books are long, and just like in depth, but like the Chronicles of Narnia was really good. I just like can't praise these books enough. It's a really books that you should consider reading, just because they have a lot of depth in this children's book. Like it's good to get you into reading, just because these are like awesome books and they're not too hard to read. The one thing is that these things are small. I can't imagine how thin this would be if they were the size of like a normal. I just have a tired's tune here. But this is a really, really good series. I recommend you reading it immediately. And yeah, so I just, yeah, that's it. So see you in the next video.